Okay, so in this episode of Dave's Business Insights, I'm going to talk about corporate year ends, business or year ends for your business. Okay, so if you've started your business, now I want to stress, we're talking 2020, 2019, previous years, and we're talking about Alberta, Canada, and we are actually talking about Canada too, for that matter. Because the rules may be different somewhere else. Now, I talked in earlier episodes about forms of business. If you're a proprietorship or a partnership, used to be that you could have any year end you wanted. That's not true anymore. Proprietorships and partnerships in Canada, for tax purposes, you can use any year end you want actually for accounting, but for taxes it has to be December 31st. So most of us will use, if you're starting a new business, you're probably going to use December 31, but talk to your accountant. There might be reasons to use something else if you have different parts of your business. But for proprietorship, for taxes in Canada, year being 2020, you'll have to use December 31. Partnership would be the same. However, a corporation is different. In a corporation, you can pick whatever year end you want. So there's a few things to consider there. First of all, can I just take a moment here and stress, pick a month end. Oh, and by the way, if you pick February 29th, no, you can't put it off for 4 years and just file every 4th year. You still it's got to be February 28th and February 29th every 4th year. Just clarifying there, because some smart aleck is going to tell me that they picked February 29th and they don't have to file for 2 more or 3 more years. Okay, so, but I really strongly, every now and again we see somebody pick a middle of a month or beginning. Please don't do that. Pick a month then. Okay. Now there's 2 ways to look at this, the tax side. I'll tell you about that, although I think it's the lesser important. In the current rules, we can put off paying expenses or paying an employee. If your company is making money, you can set up a bonus payable and pay it later and get a deduction in the firm and not be taxed on it personally until you pay it out. However, you do have to pay it out within 6 months and be taxed on it within 6 months. A lot of people do that. A lot of people like that, so they're in the last, basically July 31st onward, last part of the year, to do that. And there could be reasons. Please be careful about the bonus payable thing. It sounds great, except here's the problem. Your business is going great and the chart's going up and up and up, and it's great because you're always paying like 6 months later, right? So this is kind of good because you got your income here, but you don't pay it up here, and you got your income here, you don't pay it up there. But here's the danger. Sooner or later, every business, or nearly every business, is going to have one of these, and it's going to dip a bit. And for the record, you may not realize that it's dipped until you're well into that dip. And maybe it was going to come out, but now it hasn't done as well. You don't have as much revenue, and you're paying the taxes, or have to pay the taxes, from your best period, your best year so far. And there's a scary word there. It's called bankruptcy. In other words, it's a good way to bankrupt your company. So if you're doing that type of deferral, please make sure you have the money so you don't get caught offside, or actually get caught flat-footed, I guess, without the money to pay your taxes. But there are times when that's advantageous. Okay, and I used it with some clients where we knew they had the money and to do some things, the income split over years, when they got a lot of money at one time and you were looking at ways to spread it out. Okay, so that's being the case. There's reasons for that. Personally, I don't like to let the tax tail wag the dog. I would rather you look at it from a business point of view. And I've mentioned in a previous video, at least one previous video, if not many, that I usually put tax as the last. It's a consideration, but not the first. And here's the thing. You're going to be dealing with the year end for a long time. Yes, you can go and change it. My experience is it takes several years. It actually doesn't take long at all. It takes several years to finally get around to doing it, is what it is. So most businesses have a cycle. And you know, you have a good time and a bad time in it. Not all, but most businesses have a natural cycle. And probably a good time to deal with your year-end and your accountants and all that is at the low part of the cycle. You really, at the busiest time of the year, do not want to be, let's stop everything while we deal with the accountants, for one thing. So deal with it when you have more time. So that's part of it. And that lull is probably the end of the business cycle. The other thing is, when you have comparative financial statements in the future, they'll be more meaningful because you'll take one full year business cycle and you'll compare them to another full year cycle instead of a half of a year mixed with another half a year mixed with another, you know, I think, you know, hopefully you know what I mean. So the information you get on your financial statements and the rest will be more meaningful. So I would say try to look at your business cycle, talk to your accountant, but look at your business. And I strongly urge you to go that route. And I think that will pay off in the end. So that's my little blurb on business year ends for corporations and how I would recommend you pick them most of the time. There are always special circumstances. That's why you need to have an accountant and someone to talk to about those things. So I hope you find that helpful if you're starting your business and you're thinking about your year end. Or you're about ready to incorporate, so you're thinking about your year end. Hopefully this will give you some things to think about. And so hopefully it was helpful, informative. And if you have found it helpful and informative, don't forget to like it and share it. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel. So you're watching Dave's Business Insights, talking about corporate year ends. And this is part of the Momentum series. And again, I hope you found it useful, and thank you for watching. Hey, Jeannie.